So today is New Year's Eve 2020. I just wanted to kind of go through what the year has been like for us because I'm assuming that Autumn and Teagan will eventually or hopefully watch this, and I don't know if you guys will remember or not, but this was the year of many, many big events. So we started off the year. I was on maternity leave until February, and I went back to work and learned that I was, hello Lola, learned that I was losing my client. So it was kind of a tough start to going back to work. Teagan started daycare in February, and only 4 weeks after that, COVID became a thing. And that changed our lives completely. So Jeff and I decided to pull Autumn and Teagan out of daycare before daycares were officially shut down because it sounded like things were getting really scary. And so we decided to work full-time from home with a 6-month-old and a 2-year-old. And that was just like I remember that moment of just being like, are we doing this? Just like, oh my God, buckle up. And it was weird. It was definitely weird. When COVID first happened, people will always remember you couldn't find toilet paper anywhere. People were hoarding it. You were lucky to be able to get a roll anywhere. And food was really hard to come by in the in the grocery stores. I remember going online to Walmart.com and at midnight, and I had to hit purchase at midnight on the dot to even have the possibility of getting a pickup date for groceries, because you couldn't go in the store at that point. It was just very dangerous. People were really scared to go into stores. A lot of stuff was shutting down, and all that was really open was grocery stores, liquor stores. So it was weird. And then, people had to start making masks. I remember my parents sending me like how to make your own mask, and we ended up buying a couple, and just that was the beginning of quarantine. And quarantine lasted for a couple of months. We didn't see any family for a while, over 2 months. And then on Mother's Day, we went and saw both of our parents, but stayed separated through our front doors, or their front doors, with the panel of glass in between. So that sucked. But we made it work. And, we started to loosen up things, and things kind of got back to normal. But we didn't really see a lot of friends. And, anything that we did was distanced. So it was hard. It was hard for Autumn to not really be able to like hug her grandparents. She was very upset about that, and see her friends, because she wanted to play with other kids. All the playgrounds were closed for a really long time. So that was tough. And now we're in the second wave that's even worse in regards to cases. The quarantine is not happening. Luckily, supermarkets have figured out a way for the supply chain to be okay. Restaurants are, everything is pretty much functional, but we are still, nervous to really go out. So we've basically only been seeing family and doing Zoom calls and just kind of staying home. And I'm used to it at this point, but it's strange. Offices, I don't know when Jeff is going to go back to the office. I'm permanently working from home now, and we still don't know when the girls are going to go back to daycare. So it's a very weird time. Also, the year was weird for a couple of other reasons. George Floyd started really the uprising of Black Lives Matter more than it had been ever before. I believe that happened in May, and there was a ton of, so he was murdered. There were also many, many other Black Americans that were murdered and never brought to justice. So that has been a really big movement this year in trying to get equality among races. And then additionally, we've had a wild year with the election. So Joe Biden ended up winning, but that just was, the election time was kind of a mess and very dividing. The country was more divided than I've ever felt it be since I was of voting age, or, really able to pay attention to that kind of stuff. So it's been an interesting year, especially trying to just balance life. But one thing that I'm really proud of, or, happy about more than anything, is the amount of time that we've gotten to spend with our girls. It's been a really challenging year trying to balance full-time jobs. But we've gotten to spend so much more time than we ever would have thought we could. So that's been a blessing. And watching them grow. I mean, Teagan's now 15 months old. Autumn's 3.5. And they're amazing. So I hope that next year is better. The vaccines are out. So it's just a matter of, feeling comfortable to get them, or, having the distribution be possible. And we'll see what happens. All right.